On today's episode of WatchJRGo, I've got good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? There's more bad than good. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we're back in the Hugh Heffner mansion, and we're trying to deal with some problems, as you can see. So we don't have a dumpster. That's the first part of the bad news, is we have more and more and more trash by the minute, honestly, because I have been working non-stop pulling tack strip up around the house because the whole house was carpeted, and we're planning on going back with maybe LVP or engineered hardwood or really whatever. And obviously I think the bathroom will be mostly tile. So there's a lot of different floorings that will be going in that aren't carpet, so all the tack strip has to come out. And there was a lot of tack strip. Almost all the way around this house, a lot of it's double tack strip. So I have to remove the first one and then remove the second one and just keep going and going and going, like the Energizer bunny up in here, and just throwing it all in the pile. And there is a lot in the pile, and there's a lot more to go, as you can see. Eric will be heading back over here soon, and we're going to get this framed up, the new bathrooms here, so we can start moving things around, mostly just the toilets. That toilet hopefully never moves. I think that one's in its position now. We decided it didn't need to go back there. The vanity and cabinets would go back there, and this bathroom, of course, like we talked about, will extend into here. So that is today's to-do list. Get everything moved back into here and get ready to start reorganizing the other bathroom on the other side, which I don't think I ever showed you guys, but if you've seen it, it was in the very first video. It's bad. Let's go look. So here is the door to that bathroom, and as you can see, the gap is small. So once you get in this bathroom, you can't really do anything. You can't even close the door if you're going to use the toilet in here. It is one of the worst bathrooms, porta potty sized. This is porta potty sized. So really weird things going on in here. All the mirrors glued to the wall with the weird design, but not only that, every mirror happens to be broken. Just in some way, every mirror is broken. This is the only mirror that's worth anything, and obviously it's just weird. So they even went with some modern hardware in here, and then just, I don't know, what was the juxtaposition here? Crazy matching modern hardware with like the worst of the 80s or 70s there ever was. So giant vanity that doesn't fit the room at all, and we're just going to take this toilet here, push it way back into there. Obviously we're gonna throw this toilet away, and this room will be nice. So that is high on the priority list. Also, there's 2 switches in here. Like maybe they were going to put an exhaust fan in and then just gave up. I don't know. It needs an exhaust fan. Every one of these rooms needs an exhaust fan. There are none in the house, which is never good. So that's the beginning of the bad news. But the rest of the bad news is, Eric told me, I was like, man, this bathroom's gonna cost like $10,000, isn't it? And he was like, it's gonna cost $10,000 for the glass. And I was like, oh, let's start on another bathroom that I can afford. So basically, I want to take a break from this one. We're going to get as far as we can. We'll get all the toilets done, get it plumbed, get everything ready to go. But I don't think we'll be getting all the tile work and all that fun stuff knocked out in one quick hit. It might take a little bit of time to do this because we're pretty buried in the rest of the house right now. The egress windows are about to go in. The garage doors are about to go in. And I've spent a lot of money, and I need a lot of that stuff to come together. And once that's done, we can really move on to building this bathroom, which I'm very excited. I'm super excited about this bathroom. It's going to be a blast, and I think you guys will really enjoy the technology and all the crazy stuff we're gonna do in here. We might heat all of the tile in the shower. I don't really know yet, but we have some crazy plans, and we'll see how it works when we execute those. What did these switches go to? Does anybody know? Nothing happens. There are wires going into the ceiling, I can tell you that much. There's definitely power in. I don't know if it's live, and it definitely goes up, but what on earth does it do? There's just so many things wrong with this house. Oh, one of them's a 3-way switch for the fan. I'll give it that. Well, at least it does something. I really don't know why you needed a 3-way switch right here and right there. It's like 2 steps apart, not even on opposite walls. So the tack strip removal, that is removed. I removed all this. I went through, I did all this. I need to take out that one chunk right there. Got the whole hallway cleaned up a bunch of this. I really need a trash can so I can start putting all the tack strip in it. Most of that's removed, just laying there. So we're a few hours into removing tack strip. All of this tack strip needs to go away because I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna polish the concrete down here and leave it. It's the new thing to do. Like, everybody is doing polished concrete in their basements, and I really like the way it looks. A little polished concrete with some white and then some like wooden accents to make it look natural, and it's great. And if anything ever gets wet, it's no big deal, which is kind of cool. The problem with it is the echo. But this is the last bathroom in this house that we have not touched. And it's obviously very bad. We talked about it a long time ago, but it's got these old hanging lights, the old wallpaper that's really back in. I don't hate the old wallpaper at all, even though it's probably about to be boring and white. Even the ceiling's like off-white, but that's about to be boring and white. Another toilet that needs to just go in the trash because old toilets aren't ergonomic. And then this shower just needs to go away. It's an old fiberglass one. I turned it on a minute ago. I mean, it does work, it does drain, and it is fine. This is the kind of shower I grew up in, and I think we all know and love these work really well. But I think we're gonna just rip it out and change it to onyx because I wanna get rid of that much of that wall. And I think while we're at it, I might just move this wall to right here and make this closet a little bit smaller. I don't know what we're gonna do about a door. It doesn't lend itself to a door. This just needs to be open shelving with all the towels folded up and put in here nicely. So honestly, we might just trash all of this and do some pretty floating shelves or something like that and make it all functional. Because having a door right here that has to open, let's see, this door opened this way, so you had to walk into the bathroom, open a door that is so tight, you can't get in, around, you can't do anything with it. The door should have opened that way, but it's just, everything about it's bad. So maybe we just rip this door out, put in some nice shelves, kind of open this up, and then put in an open vanity that looks a lot better. So I think I might just demo this entire bathroom today too, get this wall moved where we want. We're gonna use a off-the-shelf size onyx shower that's cheap, so we can redo this entire bathroom for like $2,000, $2,500. We're not gonna put a bunch of money into it, paint it all, and just be done. Because I would like to have this bathroom finished completely. Because I think I'm just gonna move in here while this is a construction site, and I need one bathroom I can use. One functional bathroom, I'm happy. Well, there was another thing I needed to check off the to-do list. I know this is the most echoey room on the planet, but I have to get this ready for those guys to cut in those new windows. They'll be here on the 16th. I'm pretty excited about that, but I did tell them I would at least get all this exposed, and now it's exposed. So they can just come through here with their concrete saw and drop in the giant windows they're putting in. Their windows are like 48 by 36 or 48 by 48. So it's gonna be a huge hole, let in a ton of natural light, and it's gonna fix some of the echo too, because it'll break up the reflections in this room. So all of that garbage, all those mirrors and that weird makeup stand, all that stuff's off the wall now. And we obviously found some fun new things in the side of the house there, those two cracks, but they're gonna cut all that out, reinforce it all, put in sump basins, and I think it's only leaking at the windows now. Literally, the windows leak. And then this one is plexiglass. So I've got to cut all this out right now too and get them another giant hole. So back to work. This one was really tripping me and those window guys out. Also, I don't know why this room sounds a million times better, and it's the same solid 4 walls. There's just something weird about that one over there. But we kept looking at this like the wall must be 15 inches thick, you know? But now I figured out what happened. The windows broke years and years and years ago. So instead of replacing them properly, they framed in a piece of plexiglass, and it looks like they actually framed 2 and then shoved it down in the old hole here, trying to make some sort of window. But that's why every time we look at this, it looks like the wall is just the thickest thing you've ever seen. The window guys did not believe me. They thought this was like 2x12s, but it's all framed in 2x4s. Just a full extra set of them on the outside that's not even in the window well properly. Cannot wait for them to get this done next week. But I think I cleaned out enough. I've breeded enough sheetrock. But choking on it right now. And I don't know what their rough or their finished sizes need to be, so I'm just gonna leave it like this now that they can see the cutaway of the wall and get a good idea of what they need to do. I'm sure once they dig their hole and get in there with a concrete saw and a Sawzall, they'll have that all roughed in minutes. Because they said they're gonna do both window wells and pour around them and have it all anchored to the house in one day. So they'll be flying. And I'm pretty sure whatever I leave is not gonna get in their way. We've been in the new house working all day, and I am so excited to say that we have another room with lights. So we've got our little 4-inch can lights that I'm a big fan of that are gonna light this place up. And we have both switches in this room ready to go. This will be the accent light in the center, and these, well, this keypad here is controlling the audio in this room and the lights and all of that fun stuff. Also, the closet is basically ready to get sheetrocked. We're gonna start sheetrocking immediately. This is the light for the closet, so we can officially rock the closet in. We don't need any more access to this, which is awesome. And I've been pulling tack strip all day. It just never ends in here. There's probably hours and hours of tack strip to pull still. Obviously, you can see all the can lights in here are wired, so that is awesome. And we've got a triple gang box that's going in there so we can get all of that finished up. And I'm ready to cut the speakers into this room. This is a crazy update. A whole lot, all the wiring needed to happen, and then we could just nail the sheetrock to the walls, obviously with screws. We would never use nails. I just mean it's time to rock and roll in here. We are getting some stuff done. So the next order of business, other than hanging a bunch of rock, is framing in this bathroom. We're gonna do that very soon. And let's go see if there's any other updates. I think we pretty much covered it all in this video. Most of it was getting ready for the window guys. And also we pulled pretty much every single switch plate out of this house. We've got the living room lights cut in. Haven't pulled the wires into those can lights yet, but they're all cut out. This one just needs ripped out of the ceiling, and they're ready to get snapped into place as soon as we get some wires. We are gonna add a cut-in box right here, so the lights for the living room are actually inside it. Obviously the living room just never had lights. I don't understand how people could possibly live like that, but it's really how this house was. Oh, and since we're standing under it, the hallway lights are also all cut in and ready to go in their holes. So hopefully next weekend, we just worked pretty much all day today, this Saturday, and next weekend, all the rest of that should be done, and we're ready to start cleaning things up and sheetrocking and painting. So I'm doing a little bit more cleanup today, possibly those 2 speakers, but other than that, we got a lot done, and we're very close to our goals of finishing up a few rooms. I just wanted to get a couple rooms done. That was my only to-do list, was like, let's finish some part of this house so we can put things together. And now we're putting things together, and I couldn't be more excited. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. I've probably got another hour of chiseling glue off of the studs we reused. We shouldn't have done that. We should have just bought new wood. It's honestly, it's like $4 a board again. The time it's gonna take to chisel glue versus $4 is insane. So if you're remodeling something at this point, don't try to save the wood. During COVID, it was definitely worth it, but now it's just insane to reuse old wood. The only reason I like this wood is because it's all straight, except for one. One of these, yeah, this one's got a big bow in it. But other than that, they were all very straight, which is kind of hard to find these days. Still, cheaper to replace it. We definitely missed on one thing today, and I was thinking we would have more time after we got those rooms done, but I was really hoping we could get our outlets in for the garage door openers, because obviously we'll be hanging those garage door openers here in 3 days. So it would have been really nice to have the garage door openers hung, powered, and all the Ethernet. We're gonna use Ethernet to run the sensors and all that stuff, just Cat 5, Cat 6. And it would have been nice to have all of that fished in and ready to go. That way the garage door guy doesn't end up stapling wire to the wall or something like that. That's on the to-do list too.